don't know why, but I've been recording this video for 2 hours and I just can't seem to find the right words to say it. I guess I'll just file it later. Maybe I'll tell you about an incident that I encountered a few weeks ago. Okay? Little tea sesh. So I was doing some boxing and working out in the garage gym downstairs when there's this person who drove by and then asked me about boxing. Naturally, as a person, it was only right for me to answer them what I was doing. I didn't realize that this person was actually using boxing and the gym as a precedent to flirt with me and shoot his shot with me. Annoying. We got to talking and then he was dropping in some hints. I don't know if it was just my ADHD ass not picking up whatever he was putting down, but it was brought to my attention that his attempts to give me advice, saying that you're still young, you have a lot of happiness waiting for you. I was like, oh yeah, sure, of course. I was doing that because I wanted him to go away after giving that advice. I don't know where he was getting this information from that I was not happy, or maybe it was just his poor attempt to give me advice. You clearly don't know who you're talking to. I'm not saying that to be arrogant. He was talking to me about, you know what, I'm 28 years old and I didn't even realize that you're older than me because you make your age look good. These lame ass compliments, bro. I didn't want to offend them. He was like, I'm only 28. I said, no way. Because he didn't look 28. I had to quickly save face and then say, I was just minding my business. I didn't expect somebody who's 28 to just notice me. But then I realized, oh, that must have been sending the wrong message. He must think that I was flattered and I'm flirting back. When none of his attempts to flirt with me were working, he switched to his final card, which is saying I'm broken and I'm damaged. My brain immediately went into teacher mode. I said, you shouldn't be telling yourself those things, because saying that you are broken and damaged out loud only reinforces your belief you are broken and damaged, which in turn your brain creates a reality for you that will prove to you that yes, you are broken and damaged. What does that mean? It means that you are bound to meet people who make you feel that way. You're bound to get opportunities that will make you feel that way. You are bound to be in relationships that will make you feel that way. It will continuously reinforce that you are broken and damaged because that is a long-held belief that you have. That kind of shift with him. He started talking to me from flirting into a student mode. He's like, okay, tell me more. As I was explaining it, he started to open up that he actually has a girlfriend that he lives with. And you had the audacity to think that your advances would work on me? When he's like, this girl is making him feel like none of the things he does ever matters or is enough, because he said that if he complimented her, it doesn't register to her unless she uploads it on social media and she gets 50 likes and stuff. And I said, let me just shorten this conversation into what happened next. I told him that they're both 28 years old. They met at 19. So their brains recently developed the prefrontal cortex that is responsible for big picture thinking. Now, his big picture and priorities are completely different than hers. Maybe back then when they met, it was fun because they were 19. To her, being in a relationship would probably address whatever void she was feeling. As the years passed by, it didn't. Now, it's creating a gaping hole between them that they both don't know how to bridge or close the gap. So they're constantly in a push-pull dynamic where he feels like nothing he ever does is enough. She constantly feels like whatever it is that he's doing, she's not receiving it well, because what she wants doesn't come from him. I told him that at this age of yours, 28 years old, you should be thinking about establishing yourself and building, laying the foundation for your 30s. You have no business running a relationship, going out here, flirting with random people, whoever talks to you, when what you should be doing is reading books, fixing yourself, getting to know yourself, building an identity that you would be proud of, having that character that would make you successful eventually. This woman that you're with, you also cannot be mad at her. She was young when you met her. She's going through some changes. She is having a hard time navigating her own evolution. She's just getting by however she thinks is right for her. Is what she's doing acceptable? Maybe not, because it is at your expense. But you are both in the brink of an evolution into your adulthood. That's why you two need to talk this out and then figure out whether you want to continue working this relationship, or both of your energies and attention are required elsewhere, and that is to pour in back into yourselves. After that, his tone completely shifted from flirting and giving me advice into hanging on to every word that I'm saying. By the time that I've had enough of our interaction, my phone was inside my garage. I didn't want to go in there with him. Good thing I had my watch. I texted my lover from my watch. I said, come here right now, immediately. Not a minute later, he arrived. I introduced him. He asked for number. My husband gave his number. My husband said he's never texted because I don't want him to be working out with me. Here's what I've learned in that interaction. I am kind of proud of myself because I stuck to who I said I was. Albeit some parts over there still showed some people pleasing, not wanting to offend him. I said something that was not completely authentic, but I don't know, was that people pleasing, or was that just being a decent human being? Next, none of the flirtations or compliments were registering. I stood there so firm in who I am that when my husband came to me, he asked me, who was that? I was like, I don't know who that was. He's like, when I was watching you over the window, it looked like you were a boss giving an employee some instructions. That means that I was exuding the power of authority. After we left, he started yelling at the parking lot. Apparently, he called her. Both of them confronted each other's situation. I don't know what happened after that. We were waiting for him to leave the parking lot because we had the feeling that he didn't live here. The neighbors who saw us talking, my husband was like, what if they think that we just brought an unstable person around the neighborhood? Or what if they think that you must be some kind of witch because left right after you talked to him? He's having a meltdown in the parking lot. And I said, nah, but what if? Anyway, a week ago, I ran into him. He got out of his car and thanked me so much. He said that I completely changed the trajectory of his life. Right now, he's reading so much books. He's going to church with his family. He's gotten closer with his family. They've broken up because apparently what transpired in the parking lot was them breaking up because she said that she wanted some time for herself. She moved out and she moved in with somebody. The funny thing is, I warned him about that because this is actually what I've been saying. This is what I told him. Right now, she loves attention. She's craving it. I don't think that she wants it from you. She wants it from somebody else that you wouldn't think, because she is not only navigating an evolution, but she's also probably figuring out her sexuality. She's trying to think what she really wants. She moved into with another woman, and they're probably in a loving woman relationship. And I said, what did I tell you? I haven't met this woman, but I already knew. And that's it. the thing is, with that interaction, he's still having some boundary issues because, number one, when we first met, he tried to touch my legs. He's like, don't touch me. Second, when he saw me, he tried to hug me. He said, do not touch me. I said that. And then he assumed that we were best friends. I'm like, I'm nobody's friend. The extent of my kindness was to give you that advice. I do not need new friends. I don't need a new workout buddy. I don't want friends. I have enough. I'm glad that your life has changed and that my advice had an impact on you, but that is about it. I'm not gonna give you my number. I have to go. That's it. Because, okay, maybe that interaction was also a mirror for me because I also don't have boundaries. Because instead of me shooing away a stranger, I entertain them because I want somebody to feel heard and seen. A double-edged sword, really. Since this has gone long enough, that is my tea for today, and I will see you tomorrow.